This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
NordVPN. Get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMANUTS. Polar Pod, the most affordable cold plunge pod on the market. Save 10% off with code MMA. Nectar Sleep, the most comfortable bed possible. Save 33% off and get free shipping with code MMANUTS. Life Fitness, work out in comfort and train whenever. Save 10% off your order with code MMA10. Defense Soap, everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMANUTS to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 626.
626.
My name's Igor Weigel.
Matt Griff, MMA show by fans, for fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What are you drinking over there?
Some soda water.
It looked like some dark soda water.
Yes, it's the soda water.
Yeah, just like I drink Kool-Aid every show.
Exactly. It's Kool-Aid.
Mhm.
It looks like Robitussin.
I could go for some of that.
Yeah, that's a thing nowadays. Kids are doing that. It's pretty
Like
crazy.
drinking that and getting
Like a bottle of it, and I guess you get like has like some substance. DMX. I always get which one's the rapper? DMX
I don't know.
I get them mixed up. There's something in it that makes you trip balls, apparently, if you drink enough of it. But
it's like that. What was that shit we tried that one time? The absinthe.
oh yeah,
Like, oh, that was disgusting.
wormwood. It's pretty gross. Yes,
It's like black licorice. I don't know who likes that. Old
kids
people
these days.
super old.
Mm-hmm.
UFC over the weekend.
Yes,
Probably just going hard. Well,
Holloway, Chan, Sung, Yong, Dong.
Yeah, it was interesting. They call him the Korean Zombie, and I thought it was neat on the broadcast. They just call him Zombie, like it says his rank is 6, and then the name is Zombie. So I'm gonna try. No, I'm gonna try. We're just a fucking zombie.
He's
And then I saw this poster. I believe it's not the poster, but pretty dope. Like, oh, I want that.
Pretty nice.
I don't know if someone made that, because I didn't see like an official one, so I'm assuming someone just made that, but that looks pretty cool. So what's your thoughts on this fight?
I don't know. Like Holloway just looked like he had his number in this fight. You know, he kept catching him with that hook. You know, Zombie it's dropping his right hand, and Holloway's pow pow like the whole fight. I think he knocked him down somewhere in the second round.
A whole bunch of times.
Yeah,
I think the first time the first round they both rocked each other, but
they did, and then went for the choke. It's very gracious, Holloway is, and he saw that Zombie was in trouble. Instead of going ground and pound in the second round, he's like, I'm gonna go for the choke. Gave him a chance to recover. Zombie in true zombie form recovers, but then comes out in the third round and is like, fuck it, we're gonna throw. And gets caught, you know, with a nice right hand, walked right into it, which pretty much just,
it was walking.
Like, that's it, no more. That's all done.
Hands down, face first.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. And then he got cracked in that face first KO.
Walk right into it.
Holy shit.
Reminds me of Forrest Griffin Anderson Silva, if you remember that. Remember Forrest came in all like such, and then Silva was just like bing.
Yeah.
Forrest was like
he's like, I think I've had enough. I think I'm done now. I'm just gonna lay here. Like,
yeah,
just gonna tap to fucking tap.
Yeah,
it's not working out. So it's weird because Zombie used to eat all those shots in the past, and now it's just like that chin is gone. And I didn't think Max hit like super hard, but he hit hard enough to fucking shut him off in that. And then now you get Zombie. Well, also Zombie, I don't know how many years he missed out because he had to do the army thing or the military thing in his country where he had to serve X amount of years.
I was just looking that up. I think from 2013 to 2017 is when it happened. So he missed like 4 years.
4 years of his fighting prime.
Yeah, his late 20s. So, you know, since he's been back, I mean, really, it's been a lot of win-loss kind of, but exciting every time. Like,
I was going to say, I think he had one of the coolest shirts that I never bought. It's like the one MMA shirt that I always wanted but never got it. And I forgot who it was. but I'll find a picture of it and I'll post that one up. But yeah. So yeah, and then he retires, he's done. And then what the hell do you do with Holloway? Because he was number 1, Zombie was number 6. He's lost 3 times to the champ Volkanovski. So it's like I don't think that fight makes sense. You can't have him go a 4th time. So it's like he's almost got to just do interesting fights, or is he the best gatekeeper the UFC has? I don't know.
I'm looking at his. Yeah, I don't. I mean, does he move weight classes up?
Well,
Maybe?
that's the problem, because remember when he moved up to 55, who was it? Poirier that just smoked him?
At 55,
like almost
yeah,
murdered him.
yes,
Yeah.
55.
So I think he's in that weird spot where he's like 55 is too much for him, and he looks so sucked out making 45 that I don't think he can go to 35. I wouldn't even want to see him try to go down there, you know.
No, I don't even know how. Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, you can't have him fight Volkanovski again. So
No, you almost gotta hope Volkanovski loses, and then you can challenge whoever that person happens to be.
Yeah.
Unless we do some catch weight shit at like 50.
150.
Yeah. But again, I don't know. Or you do some BMF title for him.
Yeah, how old is he? Like 30 something?
He's got to keep getting up there. Because I mean, there was a time, I don't know, where he had like a 12-fight win streak or something crazy.
Yeah, Max Holloway is 31. 31.
That's it? Wow.
Yeah, he seems older.
Yeah, I was going to guess like 36 or 37, because it seems like he's been fighting forever. He just must have started way younger.
He did. Well, it's been a hard 31 years. You know, he's like an old Brazilian. He's been there and back again. Very, very active fighter.
Yeah, and doesn't he have like the record for like most significant strikes landed or something? I think he has that for, and it's way more. It's like thousands of strikes more than the next guy, because he's also a volume guy. And many title fights, like volume and title fights, you'll rack up some fucking striking numbers.
I mean, 32 total fights. You know, he's got some experience. I don't know what to do with him. I think you might have to find something interesting for him to do. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, because 31 isn't old. As far as, I mean, in the lighter weight classes, he's still kind of prime, even though he had like taken a lot of punishment, and I think that's why he even changed training, because I think even on this broadcast they were saying he's not sparring in training camp. Like, he's not doing that, so he's like protecting himself now as far as like his head health. But
well, okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but he fought, I'm looking back, he fought Conor McGregor back in 2013 and lost to him via decision. I don't exactly remember that fight.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember that.
I wonder, you know, maybe McGregor could, so I don't know. That might be something interesting.
Maybe.
It's an idea. I don't know. I have no clue what to do with him.
He's in limbo. He's just like totally in limbo right now.
3 shots at the title, couldn't get it done.
Maybe you got to do a handicap match. Can you tie one of Volkanovski's arms behind his back? Can we do something weird? I don't know. That fight can't happen again, though. It just can't. So,
nope.
Do you have any other things you want to talk about on that card, or
no? We can move on.
Yeah, let's do a little sponsor action.
Sponsors. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we're all faced with some sort of a difficult decision or a transition in life. Happens at various stages, you know, and we don't know what to do about that. So, you know, I'm a licensed therapist during my day job, and I don't know if anyone that watches our podcast, I'm sure they have, has ever been in therapy, but, you know, it can be very transformative and helpful in many different ways, teaching you like positive things, like how to deal with some struggles you might be going with, or even going back in your life and looking at like your childhood and working through things that kind of show up in your adult life. So I'm a big proponent of therapy, and not just because I'm a therapist, but also having gone through it myself. I think it can be quite transformative, and BetterHelp is a great opportunity for you to do that in a very easy way.
That's right. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So you just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MMANuts today to get 10% off your first month. That's help.com/MMANuts.
I like it.
And back to the show.
Back to the show.
And I wanted to say what we were talking about pre-show, like that whole read, but I thought that was probably not wise to do. All I was going to say is Alex Trebek, Jeopardy.
Is it
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll do it later.
Yep.
When it's far removed from said situation. So
thank you.
I found this. I don't know if we talked about this, but I found this video of Sean O'Malley training during fight week, and I hope this comes through. Let's see. Here he is working on the shot that ends the fight. You can see right here. Here he is training that exact thing. I know we talked about like Conor McGregor, finishing, was it Jose Aldo in similar fashion? But it's just impressive to me how the fight game has evolved in such a way that these guys can really like study film and see tendencies, and they can find solutions to these problems against fighters and then go out and do it like on such a big stage. Like he executed that to perfection.
And he was training that in like the warm-ups fight night before he went out there too. So like they were dialed in as to he's going to come rushing forward, overextend, and then I'm going to catch him. My God, it's wild. It's wild. And since you brought him up, did you see his new tattoo?
That was going to be my next thing, but go ahead. Yeah.
And there it is. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I get it, but it's just like I guess you better hope you can stay the champ a while, because
why on the face? Why on the face?
It's not necessary.
That's crazy person shit.
The neck is one thing, right? But even that is pushing it. But like the face, on the face,
in the face,
like this is fairly accepted now. Like I think people are okay, because especially even in a business setting or whatever, you can cover this up. But how are you going to cover up your face? Like if you're ever,
you're a fighter for life.
Yeah, but you can't fight forever. So it's like, where are you going to work after you fight, Sean? What are you going to do?
Bare knuckle boxing championship if they're still in business.
Good point. Maybe. Yeah.
No, I think it's insane to get a face tat and a neck tat. I mean, you're better off getting a tramp stamp as a guy at that point.
Ooh, no, don't do that. Yowza.
I don't know. UFC this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
A couple interesting fights. So you have Gardyn fighting.
Speedbox.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Moldova.
Sorry, my shit's getting jacked up here. I can't move here. All right. This share a screen thing isn't working out for me.
Rose Namajunas?
Yep. And she's moving up to flyweight, so that'd be interesting, because her last fight was probably one of the worst ones ever against Carla Esparza, when she was trying to like do nothing the whole fight and run away, and I'll win the fight. Yeah, no, not really. It didn't work out. And then Volkan Ozdemir, he's on there. Wow, how many guys with no pictures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This may be a new record. 7 people with no pictures. Tells you the quality of the card and shows you how much the UFC cares about you as a fan. Pretty cool. Speaking of that, probably talk about some sponsor action.
Oh, yeah. Support for today's episode comes from, sorry, I had a brain fart. OneSkin.
All
You know, we often talk about health and wellness, but have you ever considered the importance of your skin health in your overall routine?
Yeah.
Our skin isn't just the outermost layer of our body, it's actually the body's largest organ. Picture this: you're focusing on your fitness, aka Lizzo, eating well and taking care of your mental health. But are you giving your skin the same attention? It's time to complete the puzzle with OneSkin. OneSkin products are all powered by the revolutionary OS01 peptide. This peptide is scientifically proven to target aged, also called senescent cells, a central source of skin aging. Their scientists have shown that it can actually reduce the biological age of skin by several years in their groundbreaking research. Man, that's a mouthful. Healthier,
Bacon your
more
lotion.
youthful skin. It doesn't just look great, which we all want, obviously, but it's good for your overall wellness too. The best part about OneSkin is that their face and body system takes only two steps to healthier skin and a healthier you. Your skin is more than just a barrier, it's a reflection of your overall health. So, listeners and viewers, why not make skin health a part of your wellness journey with a science-led approach? Head over to oneskin.co and explore how their product can become your skin's new best friend. For a limited time, our listeners and viewers can get 15% off OneSkin with our code FIT15 at oneskin.co.
That's right. It's my favorite lotion. I don't use a lot of lotions. This is the only one I use.
Working on my fitness. Sorry.
All right, nice. But the other one I have for under the eyes is the bags, and it's working.
What bags? I see no bags, man.
Pretty damn good.
No bags. You look 20 years younger.
Exactly. So, OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting, you heard me, the root causes of aging. So skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at discounted rate today. Even a discounted rate, you heard me. Get 15% off with the code FIT15 at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code FIT15. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. And also brought to you by RevGear. Over the years, RevGear has partnered with many world-class coaches, fighters, and influential martial artists to invent and design products that have been widely copied across the fight gear industry, but rarely matched in their quality or functionality. RevGear, you heard me, RevGear's winning formula of superior design and cutting-edge technology are the reasons why world champions such as Henry Cejudo and Fabricio Verdum train for their titles using RevGear equipment alongside thousands of top fighters across the world. I've got some here.
Let's see.
This is the RevGear S5 All-Rounder. Boom! I took it in green. I'll tell you what, I used to wear ringside gloves, and I put these on. These are much tighter, and it feels like it keeps the curvature of your hand a lot better. So like,
oh, nice.
I don't feel like I'm being forced to make a fist. Like it's forcing my hand in a fist, and there's a ton of cushion, nice and tight.
I like the color, man. Really cool.
Yeah. I chose the green because it's different. You got to like the green sometimes.
Green's
RevGear. Very
and
nice.
hey, we have a special deal for our viewers and listeners. You can save 10% off with code MMANUTS at RevGear.com. That's 10% off with code MMANUTS at RevGear.com.
That's right. Go get some. And right back to the show. What else is going on out there?
Well, there's still some stuff going on with Stephen Thompson. Talking about the UFC 291 situation. He was on his YouTube channel a couple days back talking about kind of what happened, because Dana gave his take, right?
Yeah.
And now Wonder Boy's like, wait a second, okay? So they come to me the weekend of the 291 and was like, hey, how about you fight Jack Della Maddalena in Australia? And he was like, No, man, too soon. You know, I've been training since April, so my training camp has been wearing me down. Want to heal up from that. So I told them no. And then they were like, okay, well, how about you fight the following weekend in Vegas? And I was like, man, still too soon again. My body's broken down. I want to be able to heal back up. But not only JDM is a tough dude, I want to get a full on proper training camp if I want to face a guy like that. So he ended up not fighting, obviously, as we know. And he wants proper time to prepare for his opponents. He says at his age, you know, it's just like we talked about, like he can't just make mistakes now because he's, you know, old and can't just battle back. He said he's willing to fight the guy, but you know, he wants to have some time to have a training camp. What are your thoughts on all this? Like, do you see that? Do you see his point?
I see both sides. And I feel like Wonder Boy, I think the UFC is making a big mistake here because he's the nicest guy ever. So you should have just paid him something and been done with it. And again, I said this before, I'll say it again. It all goes back to the contract. Just put something in the contract, like if you make weight, your opponent misses, you turn down the fight, here's what you're expected to make. So there's none of this gray area, because now it's like, oh, it's almost a he said, she said scenario of, I understand why he didn't want to fight and take the fight, because he'd lost in the past when he took a fight where a guy missed weight. And it's typical of whoever misses weight and comes in way heavy usually wins the fight. I know the last couple of years that hasn't always been the case, but it's a big advantage not having to suck out the last few pounds and dehydrating yourself down. So it just looks way more bad. You heard me, way more bad on the UFC side. And you know, I'll even go into, as we're talking about this, I'm going to go into the contract situation a little bit. So with that class action lawsuit that's been certified now, and hopefully there'll be some resolution here shortly, John Nash tweeted this out talking about one section of the contract, and he's saying, just to be clear, it's not guaranteed that the UFC could or would do this. It's in the terms that they're vague enough that they potentially could. And I'll read this whole thing. It's a little lengthy, but it's just so egregious, these terms of a contract, that you're not forced to sign, but if you want to fight, they're not changing a contract for anybody. So this is what the contract says. It says Zuffa shall own in perpetuity UFC content and all of the rights, products, and proceeds in and to or derived from the use or other disposition of UFC content, and shall have the right to do all the things necessary for the full and complete exploitation and exercise of UFC content, including without limitation, to secure in the name of Zuffa or that of its nominee copyright and other protection to the fullest extent available in the United States and all other countries of the world where such protection is available. Fighter irrevocably agrees that all copyrightable material, notes, records, drawings, designs, inventions, improvements, developments, discoveries, and trade secrets conceived, made, or discovered by fighter solely or in collaboration with others during the term that the fighter became associated with in the course of the fighter's performance under this agreement, and use the UFC brand, marks, or trademarks, collectively work product, are the sole property of Zuffa in perpetuity. Fighter further shall irrevocably assign, or cause to be assigned, and does hereby assign fully to Zuffa all work product and any copyrights, patents, mask work rights, or other intellectual property rights relating thereto in perpetuity. So basically, any thoughts you have, anything you want to do. And I think the big thing was, like, if you were to start a business, somehow the UFC could try to claim a portion of that because you've given up all your fucking rights, basically, in perpetuity also. So it's not just while you're under contract, it's for fucking ever. Right? So I don't even know where to go with this.
Well, Randy Couture back in the day had a problem with this.
Yeah.
He's the one he's like, you guys remember they were like in a stalemate for a while, and he was like,
There's like 2 years he didn't
this
fight
it's
because of
like
this shit.
bullshit. I'm not. You can't. I have a real problem with this because this reminds me of like old school music industry shit. Like basically,
Hmm.
you got these young, dumb, I don't want to say dumb, ignorant people because they don't, maybe they come from nothing or they don't understand how things work, and they sign these contracts because it's like their big shot, and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And then all of a sudden they find themselves in a position where they're like, wow, I've signed away everything I have and I have no control over anything I do, and they own it all, and I'm getting nothing for it, and they're just using me. And now you can't get out of it because good luck, even if you're in the right. Are you going to hire attorneys and pay all that money to try
Right.
to like, there's,
You
you don't
fight
have the,
them.
you have, they have billions and trillions of dollars, so it's like, this is bullshit. Like, I don't know, it seems really sleazy. I don't think it's good for the long term, because if you look at all the other professional sports,
Yeah.
when they've unionized and they've tried to make it fair for the players and for the owners, it seems to work better for the long term effectiveness of the sport. So like, unfortunately, for some reason in MMA, this has not happened. So I don't. They're too big now. Maybe I don't even think you could ever get a union going anymore. I mean, I know they're
Well,
trying.
I think this lawsuit is going to change everything
I
because
hope
I
so.
don't see how the UFC wins because the way the judge was speaking and from everybody else tweeting about this,
Yeah.
it seems like they're fucked and they're going to have to pay out billions,
It, as
and
they
change
should.
their contracts too.
Yeah.
So I thought one of the things I read was it might just be a 1 year contract so that you're not tied up like Derek Lewis, who just signed an 8 fight deal. Like, how many fucking years is that? And all this in perpetuity bullshit. You can't own my likeness forever. Forever I leave and then I still don't own myself. The fuck's that about? It sounds like WWE bullshit where
Right.
they do this kind of shit. And now they've both merged into one company. So yeah, I think, and back to that lawsuit, I still think that the UFC is gonna just squash it early and pay it out versus going to trial because
It's a better move.
yeah, you don't want all your dirty laundry exposed.
Well, it's like the publicity of it all is what's going to ruin them, right? Is they can, because it's going to give them a bad name, and I think they want none of that exposed to anybody. So it's better just pay the people and tell them to be quiet, get them to sign a contract says they won't say shit, and just move on. Damage control.
Yeah, and I wonder what are all the repercussions that would come out of that. Like, could fighters get sponsors again?
I miss those days. I wish they can.
That
I
was
hope
so
so.
fun. Like, who are we? Who's rocking what? They made so much money off of that. Could USADA go away? Could uniforms go away? Remember that? Like,
I hate
where
it.
would you want?
Yeah, I miss the Spider, BJ Penn, Chuck
Chuck
Liddell.
Liddell,
You had like the
Rich
iconic like
Franklin. Like, you
Franklin.
knew just looking at the Shogun, the
Yeah.
fucking eyes. Yeah, yeah,
You knew. Now you have no clue. Like you gotta like sometimes like, who's that? Oh, okay. All right, cool.
yeah.
Like,
I gotta read the name and the fucking boring ass outfits. It's a uniform. That's what
although
it is.
some guys have transcended that, but not many. Conor McGregor was able to, shit like this, but it's just difficult. I
Yeah.
would like to see it go back to that. It's prize fighting. It's supposed to be a spectacle, right? That's part of the fun of it. And they've kind of taken that from us, and I'm angry about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad.
Well, they took everything from us. I mean, you took steroids, which was fun,
Uh-huh.
sponsors. I don't know what
Yeah.
else. You took everything. You never increase the bonuses. You give them the win show. It should just be, here's your amount. You don't have to worry about, oh,
Mhm.
if the judges fuck me, I get half my pay.
Right.
Anyway, what else is going on out there?
Let me see. What else do I want to talk about? How about this UFC 293 poster? You see this?
Mm-mm.
Adesanya versus Strickland. Tuivasa versus Volkov. What do you think? Yay, nay, meh.
Yeah.
Kind of boring, right?
Yeah. Get some flavor. Why are we just doing color? Like,
I don't
it's
know.
like black and white with gold.
Gold. Kind of boring. Not exciting.
No,
Hopefully not a, premonition of the fights.
exactly. You never know. Adesanya. And then 13 years ago, this fight happened. Randy Couture, James Toney.
Jesus.
I should pull up our preview of that. I remember recording that show because
Look
I
at
picked
Yamasaki. He looks so young.
and Buffer. Like, look how
Oh
young
yeah,
Buffer
him too.
is.
Yeah.
I picked James Toney to win this fight. I remember that. And I don't know if I was doing it to be ironic or serious. Like, was I being serious or ridiculous? I don't know. And I remember Couture talking about how he had his blood doctor. I'm like, why does the guy need a blood doctor? Because he's juiced to the tits. I don't remember. He must have been 45 at that point.
Yep.
And James Toney didn't even train for the fight. He just showed up, and then Couture shot a takedown from like halfway across the octagon, got him down, and kind of ground and pounded him a little bit, played with his meat.
Sure did.
That's wild. That's the classic boxer versus MMA guy.
It is.
What else has happened?
Well, there was a screenshot circulating from UFC Fight Pass the last couple of days.
Okay.
Someone posted, which UFC 296, Chandler versus McGregor, 9 p.m. Saturday, December 16th. A countdown happening here. And I don't know if this was an error, but this happened once before, I recall. And then that fight ended up happening. I can't remember who it was, but
it's happened a few times because I think one of the John Jones fights got posted early, and then that one fucking got announced because some place did that. I still don't think this fight happens. I think that's wishful thinking.
I think it happens. I think there's some shit we don't know, and he's going to get some sort of TUE exemption because of his broken leg, and they're going to allow him to fight. I mean,
that's fine.
It's fine. Here's the thing, okay? I don't really have a problem with that as long as the guy he's facing has informed consent about what he's saying yes to, and if he's okay with it, I say fuck it, let him fight. Who cares, right? If you're okay with it, it's pretty blatantly obvious that Conor's on some kind of shit in order to recover from that horrific injury.
Sure.
If someone's willing to sign that contract, I mean, you'd be stupid not to. How much money are we talking about? This ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, because I don't even know if the fighter is going to cut a pay-per-view, but that pay-per-view is going to be insane. Like, he's still going to draw. He has, sure. I can't remember the last time he sold less than 1 million pay-per-view buys, because you look at all of, like, the top UFC pay-per-view buy rates, and it's Conor McGregor is like probably 90% of the top 10 is him.
Yep.
So, I mean, it makes good business sense to have him in, and fuck you, Sada. But again, just why do you still need him around? You've legitimized the sport. You're just, I don't know. I gotta get off of this USADA topic. It angers me. It angers me. And then let's do another one. So Eric McGracken tweeted this out. He said there was a study done, and it said of 152 contact sport athletes who died under the age of 30 that donated their brains to science, 41% had CTE on brain examination. So basically, it was men who played amateur sports, including American football, ice hockey, soccer, rugby, and wrestling. So they weren't even looking at boxers or MMA fighters in this study. Like, they didn't show up. So, oh my God, that's kind of shocking, no? 41% under 30.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well,
I mean, not surprising.
No, but like, what percentage of that is that going to be for MMA?
I would probably say 65 to 70%, if not higher.
Yeah, I was going to go probably 90. I think it's 90, unfortunately. Because I want to say the NFL is 85. I thought there was another study we looked at, or that came up within the last few years, where it was high 80s of all that. And I would like to know, what sport is worse? Is it football? Is it boxing? Is it MMA?
I think football is the worst by far. It just anecdotally
Mm.
speaking, from people I've worked with who played
Yeah.
even just college ball, not even at Division I school necessarily, but and the stories I've heard of like you fucking get rocked and you get up and the room spinning and you don't even know which way's
Oh
up
yeah.
and then you come out for a play and then you're back out on the field a couple times. I mean, I've heard these stories over and over and over again. That is not healthy for your dome. Like it's not and that's like a norm, you know?
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's better now. I mean, I only played football a year as a freshman, and I remember them not letting us even drink fucking water. Like, hey man, it's 100 degrees and we're out
Yep.
here for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Can we get some fucking water? No. And then they'll give you like a 2-minute water break. Like, what are we doing?
Toughen you up. No water.
Yeah, that's good for your brain. So think about all the dehydrated kids just slamming into each other. I hope that's different now. Who knows? It's probably some psychopaths in fucking West Virginia running it a little bit different. A little bit different. What else is going on?
Well, I have like a string of crazy KOs and stuff. I could just go off the walls if you want, or I could try to save it.
Let me do like 2 things and then
Mhm.
we'll let you run wild. So we were
Okay.
talking about old school MMA, and I'm gonna share a picture of shit I miss. How about stuff like this?
Oh, hey now.
Fucking Tim Sylvia, Sean Shirk. Like this is like, and they're both like carrying, and Sylvia used to carry his belt around with him fucking all the time. But I remember ads like this all back in the day.
Who's this? Who's in the middle? We don't. Do
I
we
don't
know?
remember her name.
That's too
There's
bad.
someone saying Maria Canellis. I don't know.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's the stuff we missed out on. You don't get to see fun stuff like that anymore.
Oh, she's a professional wrestler.
There you go. And then I saw Conor McGregor's training hard. Let's post another training hard video.
What the hell?
That's really what this motherfucker does all day. That's how he trains. There you go. Social media.
That is wild.
Anyway. All right, let's see some KOs. You got some KOs of the week. Let's go.
I have random crazy stuff. Here we go. This is where I'm gonna go. We'll start this off with Muhammad Ali's grandson.
Oof. I already know.
With a nasty KO. Here we go. I'm gonna start there and we'll see. I don't know if I should share sound or not, but maybe I should. Should I not? I don't even know.
I don't know.
PFL. Here we go. Let's start it off right. All right.
Yep.
Refresh this bad boy. Here we go. Throwing a little hay. Bam. Nasty. That's it. All right. Number 2. Here's a hold on. There's a little grappling leg break situation. Let's count how many injuries happened all at the same time in one exchange. What I don't know if you saw this, and it's not looking good. It's like
I saw that and I said, I don't know if I can post it because I might have to blur that one out because YouTube bans our videos sometimes because they're too graphic.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, this one's not that graphic. Here we go. I don't know if you showed this one before, but
nope.
Here's a way to start a fight.
It's reminiscent of Fabricio Verdum.
One more time. Oh, there we go.
Travis Brown. But he did a flying sidekick. That was like a drop kick. The fucking drop kick Murphys. Ship it up to Boston.
Yep, I got more. So here we go. Here's one from kickboxing. I'll refresh this bad boy. And you can see a little good night.
Nice.
All right. And then I think I have how many more? Here's one more from I'm just gonna go crazy here. Here's looks like an amateur fight. I don't know. I found this on Instagram. And there's a delay and good night.
Oh, fuck. I think we saw that on an alternate angle once.
Did we?
Maybe something
Good
similar
night.
in the last couple of weeks where a guy went down like that. I think it was a different fight though, but same kind of reaction where you're almost going, was that a fixed fight? Because that's super delayed.
It's super delayed. All right. And here is another one we call the football kick from hell. Rightfully so. You'll see in a minute. Let's bring back soccer kicks in MMA. And good night.
You got DQ'd for that one, unfortunately.
You did, but I mean,
I like it. I fucking love soccer kicks. Fuck everybody.
Okay, two more. Here's two more. Yeah. Here's a guy doing his thing. You remember this thing, this machine? I think you and I have hit one of these bad boys before. Here he is.
Burn machine.
The burn machine. He's gonna hit that bad boy, and good night.
Oh, he slept himself.
He slept himself. Bam. All right. Last one. Last but not least. And that's all I got after that. Here is forklift versus woman on scooter. Or boing.
How do you not see that?
I'm not sure.
Dead.
She was probably.
Are you sure she's all right? I don't like seeing stuff when people die.
I think she's probably fine. I'm sure she's okay.
She'll never walk again. She's all right.
She's probably missing.
She eats through a tube now.
Yeah.
You ever see Stephen Hawking?
That's what I
got. She shits out of her mouth now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do a little. I don't understand physics of this. Wow, I gotta turn the volume down. But this is two ladies at a football game. I don't understand the physics of this, and we're probably gonna have to watch this a few times. So you can see the one lady coming up on the other.
Okay.
And then she gets thrown for a 20-yard loss. Whoa. There.
How does this?
Like, how do the physics work here?
I think it's like a triple. It's a 200-pound weight difference.
Yeah, I think that, and the bigger lady's got the higher ground, right? And the other lady's probably standing on a seat, and then she gets throat fucked here, which seems a little aggressive. Like she's on
the phone too. She's like
she doesn't even have time to get off the phone, but you get the point. And then she just fucking laid it down. Like, holy shit.
Nasty. Very nasty.
Maybe physics work different at football stadiums. I don't know. Because I've seen like people fly. This is another one that fly. There was a cool ring setup. And then this reminded me of like, I need to buy a yin yang. So this kind of ring.
Oh, wow.
That almost looks fake. Like how clean cut that is from black and white. And I said, I got to get a fucking yin yang for my office here. Buy a yin yang. Like, I can't believe I didn't have a yin yang. I used to have those Chinese stars back in the day. One of them had a yin yang on it. I put so many holes in my closet. Like, why does your mom or my mom let me have Chinese stars as a kid? Like, I don't know how young I was. Young enough where I shouldn't have Chinese stars and BB guns and knives and switchblades. My mom was pretty cool. She let me have cool stuff. I fucked shit up with it. So, you know. Did
you get them out of that magazine that everybody used to get shit out of? The Karate magazine or something it's called? What the fuck was it called?
No, there was I think my brother would buy some of the stuff. He definitely gave me the switchblade. And I had one of those cool ones that shot straight out. Not the one that's feathered out, but if you put it up against someone, and that was cool. I think I was in 6th grade and I fucking had that. But anyway,
I had a friend who had like some nunchucks or some Chinese stars. Everyone knew somebody who had that shit.
Those are on the wall over there. There's a wooden pair and there's a rubber pair. Like you work your way up to the wooden ones, and then you still skull fuck yourself with them.
So painful.
Yep. And there's a cool promo for a fight that's coming up. It's called FNC. I think it's happening in Croatia, if I remember correctly, but I want to play it with the volume. I'm just worried that we're going to get copyrighted because there's like music playing in the background. So
is it Croatian music? Dun, 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 dun.
it's super heavy, but it goes with the video. So unfortunately, I got to play it without the fucking music in. But just imagining epic music, or I'm gonna lay some epic music down. But I know we've seen the stadium before, and that just looks so fucking awesome.
It does. How come the UFC can't do cool shit like this?
Yeah, you should do Pride rules in a fucking place like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that. Some gladiator type shit, man. You got fucking fire, you got epic music. Maybe I could just play a second of it.
Oh,
I probably fucking got banned from YouTube.
yeah, we should go. Let's do it. Where is this?
Yeah.
Italy or something?
I'm pretty sure it was Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. Okay. Croatia.
But I mean, like this fucking promo, when you have the epic music, there's fire, there's smoke. Yeah. Arena Pula, Croatia.
Yeah, Pula Arena. Yep. I'm looking at it. I had no idea Croatians had these kind of.
No, I didn't know idea either. I thought everything
thing.
was like Rome.
It's fucking people. People used to be tougher, you know? We've become soft.
Yeah. Pussified. Everybody's pussified.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw interesting face off. I'll show this. There was another one, but I can't find it. So we'll start with this one. Guy brings a fucking fake knife to the fucking face off.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? What are we doing? And then another face off, the one I couldn't find, but I saw. I think a guy pushed another guy and was ready to start swinging. And the guy that got pushed pulled out a can of pepper spray and pepper sprayed the guy.
What
the face? Like, what are we doing? Who's bringing pepper spray to a fucking face off?
I have no idea.
And then, you know, those Russian press conferences where shit usually goes down. We had some ladies going at it. Like, check this out. What's up? You want to catch these fists? Yeah. Kicks, punches. Why don't you just sit down and put your sunglasses back on? Oh. God damn.
Aggro.
Yeah, I like that.
These chicks are aggressive, man. It's crazy.
It is.
that's too aggressive.
A lot. Yeah, she dropped the other one. They both came out swinging. They knew what was both signed on the dotted line.
Well, I mean, when someone gets up and starts walking towards you in that scenario, I think you know what's about to happen.
But you maybe just push kick them. You know, good straight push kick, like Fabricio Verdum again on Edmund Tavarian when he fucking push kicked him. Got any knowledge? We'll move right along. Knowledge.
I'm thinking, what the hell do I have? I don't really have knowledge this week. I feel like fall is kicking in, and I am like fried.
I hear you.
Do you have any knowledge?
I got a couple things. So there's a boxing game out.
Oh,
so let's share this. So
what's it called?
Michael Benson tweeted this out. This is Deontay Wilder versus this other guy. It ended with a slight glitch during the beta stage of the boxing game Undisputed. So you can see him going at it. And he kind of gets dropped here. And then he gets thrown for a loss. The second uppercut out of the ring.
Whoa.
What is going on?
That's wild. I like it. That should be in. They should leave that in the game.
I know.
That's fun.
That's street legal.
And he's out.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll end on this one. So this is adjust the volume a little bit. So Rafael Fiziev, he was in New York the other day, and things run a little different in New York. Shakira. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Shakira. He's not a therapist. He's the rapist.
He's all into it.
Yeah.
I mean, who listens to Shakira? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. Let's get out of here before it gets too crazy.
Weird people in the world, Matt.
It's true.
I don't even recognize what's happening. That means we're getting old.
It's true. The world's passing us by.
That's right.
All right.
Well, that has been another edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Nico Weigel.
Matt Griffith, thanks for playing.